Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a great and wonderful day. And it seems that there is a huge news going on with the Supreme Court as they have given the ability for Netflix, Texas, to be able to arrest illegal aliens, or what we would call criminal aliens, because that's the actual correct term, apparently, which I just learned that about, well, right now. And it seems that this is the ongoing thing here, which would be a great benefit to everybody involved. These criminal aliens would not be allowed to get into our country. They'll be most likely be able to send back. Less kids will be able to be abused and what have you. And there's a lot of things I'm going to go over. A few things I'll be going over today. So don't worry too much. So we have this here from End Wokeness. Huge win. The Supreme Court will now allow the Texas National Guard to arrest and deport illegal aliens within the state of Texas. A big blow to the Biden administration. And we have this from Greg Price. Wow, the Supreme Court just did a 180 and ruled that Texas is allowed to enforce SB 4, allowing state police to arrest and deport illegal aliens. 7 of the 9 justices sided with Texas over the Biden administration. Sotomayor and Jackson dissented and said it will cause chaos. Of course, I don't know. I'm not even going to make the comment because we all know who it has to be. Obviously, it's disgusting that these people are. It's just disgusting, honestly. So yeah, this is what's going on now. So we're able to, people are able to protect our borders, at least the Texas border, at the very least. There's still all the problems, and we have this here from the post-millennial. SCOTUS upholds Texas law allowing arrest of those crossing the U.S. border illegally. The Supreme Court of the United States had just lifted a block on Texas statewide illegal immigration law. This will allow the state to begin making arrests and detaining those that have entered the state by illegally crossing the border, U.S. border, instead of relying on federal authorities. Senate Bill 14, or Senate Bill 4, my apologies, that was signed into law by Governor Greg Abbott will move forward after it was blocked by the court earlier. Texas Senate Bill 4 permits the state to arrest and remove to Mexico non-citizens who attempt to enter or reside in Texas, the justice wrote in the ruling. The court ruled that the stay on SB 4 that had been extended by Justice Samuel Alito just the day before will be lifted, allowing the state authorities to enforce the immigration law. Justice Amy Coney Barrett, as well as Brett Kavanaugh, wrote a concurrence for the decision, while the 3 liberal justices wrote in dissent. Today, the court invites further chaos and crisis in immigration enforcement. Justice Sonia Sotomayor, by Justice Kenichi John Brown Jackson, wrote in their thoughts, in defense of the law, Texas argued that the state has a constitutional right to defend itself, and the Biden administration is not able to secure the border. So, yeah, that's what's been going on here at the Supreme Court. Now, yes, this is a huge win for, obviously, Texas at their border crisis, but this doesn't help too much with Arizona and San Diego, California, which, by the way, is a pretty big issue. So the reason why I say this now is because the one guy on the Timcast has gone out and said that, well, this is great and all, but, or not, this was before, all this happened, right? So essentially, what has to do with what's the guy? I don't know exactly the full guy's name here. Let me grab it. Dan Ball, who had talked about it, and he lives currently in San Diego. And apparently the airports and everything are filled with illegal immigrants. Now, see, what happened was, this was the case of, what happened was, the illegal, after Texas shut down the border and what have you of their state, they all diverted and routed all the way to San Diego. So instead of going to cartels, what have you, traffickers, etc., stopped from going to Texas and know about the laws of, all these other states, and they're diverting them to the other states, specifically San Diego, which is having a heavy influence on it. So, without further ado, I'll be showing you this clip real quick of him talking about the diversion to San Diego after Texas closed the border and stuff like that. So, here you go.
Cartels and the NGOs that are working with all of these illegals just switched. Okay, Texas is locked off. We'll go to New Mexico. It's liberal. That governor's not going to stop it. She's a nut job. We'll go to Arizona. Same with Katie. Or we'll go to Cali, because look at Newsom. And so that's where all the immigration now, the criminal invasion has taken place. They just moved to blue states where we're just allowing it. I live in San Diego. And you should see in the last 3 to 4 months since Abbott shut Texas down, the flooding in San Diego. We didn't see it for the last 2 years, but in the last few months, it's insane. Our airport, I just flew here to see you guys. Airport lined with illegals covered in little silver blankets we're giving them, with a little manila envelope with God knows what in we're giving them, right? Money, cell phones, whatever. And guess what? These weren't women and children. These were all men. Every single one of them I saw were men. And they didn't look like they were downtrodden and came here. Like, some of them had on some nice clothes, nice shoes. What I'm like, you're fleeing some horrible country, right? You're an asylum seeker. No, the number of asylum seekers out of this 10 million that have come in is probably less than 10%. These people are not asylum seekers.
Well, all they have to do is
Not when I was there, thankfully. But I mean, a good friend of mine is still a border reporter in Southern California, and he's been covering this issue really closely. And he's down at the border every other week, and yeah, it's really bad. And it has seemed to be like a rerouting pattern.
It is
since Texas has sort of clamped down.
So yeah, that's what's been going on currently with the whole situation. Now, we have a bit more on this too. So Supreme Court blocks Texas from enforcing controversial immigration law for now, this only happened, I may believe, yesterday. So don't read what this does. It says updated, but this is not what it is. This is what happened today as of March 19th. This happened yesterday, where they blocked it, and now they're allowing it as of today. So that being said, this is an ongoing thing, and yeah, it's a big win for Texas, and we'll see where it takes the rest of their country. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share, as always.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted, 'cause it's algorithmic disease, the social media.